Welcome to Three
Three Geeks.
Geeks. Welcome to the Three Geeks podcast. We haven't done that in a while. My name is Jason, joined by Dan, Max, and Mr. Mike McG. We are here to talk about the latest news, rumors, stuff that happened this weekend, today, this morning. Max has a funny story this morning, and a bunch of stuff. You can check out Mike's YouTube channel at youtube.com/Mike McGTV. Mike and us, we all have a TeePublic account, and you can find the link to Mike's TeePublic page down below and ours for any t-shirts relating to both of our channels. Mike did the designs on both, so definitely check that out. And tonight's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/3geeks for all of your audiobook needs. You can listen to racist James Bond, and you can... What else you got over there, Dan?
I've been listening to Sherlock Holmes for like the last 2 weeks. It never ends. They put up the new Lord of the Rings ones, or the old Lord of the Rings ones, but now you can get them again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And it looks like Max has vanished. So Friday night I went and saw Suicide Squad again. And the whole time I'm watching, Max has ruined this movie for me because the first time I saw it, I enjoyed the movie well enough. Second time I saw it, I had Max literally screaming in my ear the entire time. And he wasn't even there. It's just he had gone on so many rants the week prior up to it that I could just hear, like, every time Harley Quinn was walking down the street with her bat, I could just hear Max saying, "What the fuck is she doing there?" And... and when they're in the bar, I could just hear Max's rant about how none of the Suicide Squad would have actually stayed. They all would have left and went their separate ways. But, Max, tell everybody about your morning this morning and
all right, so
lovely gentleman we met.
In an effort to branch out to the community, I agreed to go to a flea market. And so while there, we encountered many oddities. And there's this guy. He walks up, and I was like, "Hey man, how's it going?" And he's like, "Just fine." He's like, "You know what's the best operation a man can have? Brain tumor." Which I didn't realize having a brain tumor was an operation, but whatever. Maybe obviously he meant getting the tumor removed was the operation. But now he's like, "Yeah, you know why it's the best? Because I can't hear anything. They took the tumor out of right here. I can't hear anything anymore. So now I just turn this way to my wife. And then when I'm sitting in the car, and then when we're sitting at home, and so I met a guy who had a brain tumor, and he likes it because now he can't hear his wife nagging. So I mean that's good."
He said he rearranged his entire living room just so his wife would be on that side of his head.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I was glad. I love when people overshare.
Yeah, it was almost like he was wishing a brain tumor on us.
Like everyone should get one. It's great. There was one other black guy there. That was pretty cool. I dug that.
Yeah, it was. They literally met eyes and then just gave each other that head nod like they knew, because this entire flea market was as redneck as you could possibly get.
Yeah. You'll notice what that signal meant was that since I was stationary and he was moving, he had to keep moving because we didn't want too many of us congregating together in the same spot.
I'm telling you, by redneck, I mean I saw a Trump supporter with a shotgun on his back walking across.
Walking around with camo pants and fucking a shotgun strapped to his back. I was like, what the fuck do you need a shotgun strapped to your back for?
And then I saw another Trump supporter walking around with a gas mask. I don't know what you need a gas mask for a flea market. What?
Was he wearing the gas mask
No,
on his face?
He was just holding it. But it was still funny because of the shirt that he had on. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about geeky stuff and, I guess, controversial topics, because we're about to get into one right now. I got to pull up all the proper names, so give me 1 second. Max, tell them more about your day today.
after all the things I just said, nothing really happened.
Where is this flea market?
Delaware.
Oh, my
Yeah.
apologies.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was real good. But no, I watched the Maze Runner, The Scorch. It was terrible.
Why did you watch Maze Runner: The Scorch?
My parents were watching it, and I was upstairs. I was
Scorch.
like, hey, I'll hang out, family time. We'll all watch The Scorch together.
Isn't the Scorch Trials?
Whatever, the fucking Scorch. Everyone says The Scorch, and I think it's fucking hysterical.
All right,
I
there.
can't believe you said The Scorch.
Spider-Man: Homecoming looks to have cast Zendaya. I just had her name. Sorry, I apologize. My computer got weird. What's that?
Is there a picture?
I don't have one right now currently on my
Oh,
computer.
You're freaking behind the eight ball here, dude. Come on now.
Why don't they have her last name? It just says Zendaya. Anyway.
maybe it's like a Madonna thing.
Yeah, that's her stage name.
Okay. It looks as though Marvel and Sony has cast Zendaya in the new Spider-Man movie as Mary Jane. This is not confirmed, just still in the rumor stage, but it's more, it's looks like it's going to happen. But yeah, she is a black woman playing Mary Jane Watson, and of course the internet has decided to make a big deal about this casting, which it's not a big deal. The only characteristic about Mary Jane that is necessary to the character is her red hair. And everything else, in my opinion, is up for grabs. And people really need to get over this racial thing because it is freaking stupid. It is 2016. If they want to cast a black person as Peter Parker, or it doesn't change the character. Like, seriously, this is stupid. This is stupid. It's just funny to me that nerds make a big deal about this when nerds have been picked on, most of their lives, and they want to poke at these little casting things just because somebody's race may be different than the traditional comic book character. But Mike, your thoughts?
I'm all for it. I mean, I'm sick of white girls in trouble. So honestly, this casting makes a lot of sense because, frankly, in all the past Spider-Man movies, Queens has been very white bread, which is not the case. As someone who spent a lot of time in Queens, it's definitely not like that. So it's good to actually have like this diverse of a cast, and I think it's perfectly fine as long as the character's fun. Here's my main thing is like make MJ actually fun this time around. Like they kind of got it right with Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man films. She was a likable character, and I actually enjoyed that she was involved in the story a lot and was resourceful and smart. But Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane never really worked for me in the Sam Raimi stuff. She was always too sweet, too nice, and too helpless. So, yeah, as long as Zendaya is an actual character in this film, and yeah, give me an actual authentic-looking Queen's set of characters. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, it is updated. She is confirmed as Mary Jane. My apologies. Max?
Yeah, there's not really much more to add to this one. Yeah, like you said, it's 2016. When the books were written, it was fucking 1940, and everybody was white. That's cool for then. It's not cool for now. So yeah, that's it. That's all.
Dan?
There's nothing really else to say. You dumb conversation. Issue.
When I saw the text, I thought that they were using like the Overwatch character Zenyatta, who's the Buddhist robot that floats around, which would have been an awesome casting choice, I think. But yeah, I don't really care now that got cleaned up.
Am I
Yeah.
back on?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Dan, you just reminded me. Have you seen the commercials for that show where He-Man is like in live action?
No.
It's like a cartoon He-Man, but he's like lives in suburbia, and it's all like everything else is live action. but he's a cartoon.
Huh. Is it funny?
It looks actually kind of funny. Yeah, it's like it's like a He-Man ripoff. It's not actually He-Man, but like it's it's like a Master of the Universe for
Nice.
sure. And yeah, no, it looks pretty good. But yeah, they could take that Overwatch chick, throw her in there, throw her in the Spider-Man movie. I'm down. Like let's
Well, he's
mix
a
it up.
dude too, so you'd be breaking other barriers there. I guess he's a robot. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that doesn't gender identify as anything. So
It's probably another like 20 categories on Google there, but
Yeah, this whole thing is silly. They do this every time something happens, and it ends up not being an issue once the movie comes out. So, Spider-Man: Homecoming, we're all gonna go see it, and we're all probably gonna enjoy it. So, Marvel knows what they're doing. Let's just all calm down. But Giancarlo Esposito has turned down a role with Marvel Studios because they wanted him to be on one of the television series, but they told him, beforehand that, look, if you do the TV side of Marvel, you're not going to be in the films, and that's the reason he turned down the TV, because I guess he wants to put a crossover back and forth. At least
That's already kind of debunked, because what's her name, Alfre Woodard, was in Civil War, and she's going to be in Luke Cage as two separate characters. So I don't know.
Well, it's a big thing right now with Marvel Studios, the TV and the movie side, because they don't talk to each other. They're separate. They're ran by two separate people that don't like each other at all, and that's one of the reasons that he is said to have turned it down. Max, thoughts?
That sucks. I like Giancarlo Esposito. That guy's a really good actor. So I hope he gets a role in one of the movies soon, because we're missing out. So that sucks. Or maybe they'll just say, hey, let's get our shit together. We'll do a big maybe after Thanos and all the Infinity Stones, they'll do a big universe jumble, and we'll get some movie stars on TV.
Yeah. It's a shame they can't work together, like the TV, because, Netflix just distance themselves more and more every time they get a new franchise. They mention it less and less, so it's a shame. I'd like to see some of these characters cross over. Dan?
Netflix is doing it right as far as I'm concerned, and Marvel makes good movies, so I don't... yeah, it sucks that they don't go together and talk to each other, but at least they don't have shitty TV shows and shitty movies. So, I guess that's a plus.
The ABC shows are kind of shitty, but the Netflix stuff is pretty good.
Yeah, I only watch the Netflix stuff. I stopped caring about anything else.
Mike?
I'm with Dan. It's just like the shows are good and the movies are good, so I'm not really that worried so much about the shared universe thing. The fact is, deep down the heart of it, even though the two studios aren't talking to each other, we're still like, yeah, but it's all still in the same universe, whatever. And that doesn't bother me so much. It doesn't bother me that get him to show up in a movie instead. Maybe that'll be like the time that the nation really gets their attention focused on him as like a huge movie star. Perhaps that could be his big break. I'd say go for that, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, stuff works fine on its own with just a little nod once in a while to the bigger universe. Because the more I watch Daredevil, the more I'm like, yeah, he's not going to fit into one of the bigger stories involving the Avengers and stuff like that. And I'm fine with that. It works in comics and stuff, but the way this world's set up, it's kind of like, yeah, that's a little too much over his head to deal with stuff like the Infinity Stones and everything like that. So, I've kind of resigned myself to like, yeah, they're their own entities, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I agree with you, because like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., especially the first season, the one that I watched, they did a lot of shoehorning trying to fit their plots in with what the movie universe was doing, and it really hurt the show. And with Netflix being a lot more distant on the movies, they've actually been able to turn out some quality projects. And it's a shame that we can't get an actor of this caliber in over something so silly. If I were him, I would jump on one of the bandwagons. The Netflix one would be really good, and especially in his wheelhouse. That man knows how to do television very well. So,
but I also think that crap. What was the point I was going to make? Yeah, well, I mean, like the ABC show is directly involved with the Avengers and stuff like that. The Netflix shows have the benefit of not having characters who are supposed to interact with Thor and shit. Fucking, so they get to live more normal lives, and you get to the events happen, but they don't necessarily, like it doesn't necessarily affect you in your normal day just because something's super crazy. I mean, like, yeah, the one did happen right over New York, so that would obviously, affect people. But then they say it's, a little bit after that, and things are kind of rebuilt now, and blah blah blah. So things have gotten to a normality of sorts, and Netflix benefits from that, where the ABC show didn't really have that option because they have to be, directly linked up to it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that hurts that show is because the movie universe won't share with the show. The show has to adhere to what the movies are doing because the movies aren't going to adhere to what the show's doing. So, yeah, no, I agree. The Netflix stuff has definitely benefited by separating as much as it can with still remain in the same universe. But Mike just brought this to our attention. This is just a rumor right now, but Suicide Squad 2, is expected to start shooting spring of 2017, and the rumor is that Deathstroke will be the villain, and they are going for an R-rated sequel. Mike, you want to take us out with this first?
It's a rumor right now, and I kind of had a feeling that the opinions are very about the movie itself. It brought in the dough, so I mean that's all Warner Brothers really needs to justify making a sequel. So they're gonna do it, and I, as someone who was okay with this movie, I thought it was way better than Dawn of Justice. I just hope they do a little bit better the next time around. I hope this time DC and Warner's have figured out, like, hey, we hired these people for a reason. Let's actually have them do something instead of always, I guess, making cuts or wrangling them in or whatever. If it's just as batshit, I'll be fine with that too. So, cool. And I'm cool with Deathstroke as a bad guy. I don't really know who he could get to play that character right now. I wasn't really a big fan of the guy they got on Arrow, but I don't know. Deathstroke's always seemed like such a lame villain to me, honestly.
I think it'd be good if they bring back the scope. Sorry, I'm gonna try to go without video so I don't cut out. But yeah, if they scale it down, that'd be much better for the movie. So I like Deathstroke as the villain because even though if he's kind of lame, then whatever. At least he's just a guy who could do some things, not like holy shit, we're saving the world. I think it'll be better for it if that's true. Dan?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Suicide Squad, so sure, make a sequel, make some money. That's it.
Yeah, somebody who enjoyed the movie the first time and the second time not so much because I had Max's rants ingrained in my head. This movie did have really well done characters, and I thought the actors did a really good job portraying all the roles. So I am extremely curious and optimistic going forward as to what the sequel could be, and I can't wait to see how much further they go with it. And I hope that, like Mike said, I hope they learn from their mistakes with the last couple movies and let these directors do their visions. Let's see one of these visions come to fruition on the big screen. It does get annoying when you see the movie and then you hear whether it's actual true or not, because obviously with Dawn of Justice the extended cut was not much better. But we got the second cut that's a lot better with Suicide Squad 2. Just wait. It's like, come on, let's just see what happens. But yeah, I'm optimistic about this, and if this movie does get an R rating, that would be awesome. But like Mike said, it's just a rumor right now, and we'll see. But Warner Brothers is a very reactionary company, and with this movie doing so well at the box office, it just makes sense with their track record that this rumor may be a little bit more than just a rumor. Alrighty then. Dan, you got any video game news?
I got a couple things. One, Tuesday, Madden came out. Lots of people seem to like it. It got pretty good reviews. If you didn't run out and grab Madden, I guess you should. 2, a couple in Detroit are suing the Pokemon company, Niantic, and who's the other partner? I guess Nintendo itself, because they're doing a class action lawsuit because they're angry that people going to the park next door keep them up playing Pokemon Go, which I think is kind of funny. As you can tell, it's not a very good week for video game news, so my bad. And thirdly,
That's great though. I
What's that?
hope more people gather there and bother these people.
no, it was funny because the quotes were like they can't get any sleep and they were afraid of people looking in their cars. So I don't know. Maybe they're like fronting like a drug operation and like Pokemon Go is thwarting it. Thirdly, although the reception for No Man's Sky was pretty good when it came out, so many people have asked for a refund and called them on having parts that they promised to be in the game were not. Both Steam, the PlayStation Network, and Amazon, if you bought digital codes, are offering full refunds for the game.
Damn.
Yeah, that's... And
That's failure. That
one
is
of the
absolute failure.
one of the developers went on record saying that if you played more than 50 hours of the game and you want a refund, you're a thief. And then he recanted after that and saying he was a bit too harsh.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to spoil the end of the game, but it didn't look very awesome to me.
I'll spoil it. I've
Go
heard
right ahead, sir.
It just starts over again, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
You click on the big star in the middle of the universe, and then it zooms out with grandiose music, and then you start all over again.
Yep.
So that dude fucking just had a full-on trank. He had a Josh Trank moment.
Yeah, I don't
you don't
know.
like my game? And then, oh, I'm sorry.
Like the dude
Well-
that made that one indie game that just like went off on everybody on Twitter and then never made a game again.
Yeah.
Fez.
Well, I mean, the dude just straight up lied about what you were going to be able to do with this game.
Yeah. I've watched my roommate play it. He seems to really like it, so I don't know.
Well, that's what I've heard is
Like-
like the initial like exploration of like a planet or traveling to another planet is actually kind of fun and you get invested in that, but then when you realize like it gets really repetitive after the first two explorations or something like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I got an Xbox One, so I didn't have to go through that.
Yep.
But anyway, that's the end of video game news.
All right. Well, I'm out of my topics too, but we can go through some of these non-news news stories if you guys want.
Oh boy!
Oh, here we go. My favorite.
All right.
I love these.
Kate Mara is willing to return as Sue Storm for a Fantastic Four sequel. Max, your
That's
thoughts?
fucking surprise. Wow. I'm down. I really like her. So, you know, if she wants to give it another go, if they're willing to let her, then I'm down. You know, just you can't do what you did last time. Yeah,
Mike?
that's it.
Fine, even though it seemed like, well, I mean, from what it sounded like, everyone had a miserable time with that movie, but I figured I heard that she was like the most disappointed in it. She hasn't even seen it yet all the way through. Like she's that disappointed in the final product. But yeah, if she wants to do it again, she really wasn't the biggest problem of that movie at all. She wasn't really given a lot to do in that movie, so, and I like her as an actress, so definitely give her something more to do, and if you want to bring her back to that character, fine, but here's the thing, let's make that character like, I don't know, part of the actual Marvel Cinematic Universe so that it works first.
I'm telling you, man, that Marvel and Fox have already made a deal, and that's going to be Phase 4's launch. It's going to be the Fantastic Four. Dan?
I think that at this point, like, making a Fantastic Four movie is the like comic book equivalent of trying to put on Verity's Macbeth. It's just cursed, and you know, it's gonna be awful.
If you're watching us live, send in questions, comments at 3 Geeks Podcast on Twitter. I am monitoring the feed. We have a comment already from Arc Matter, our buddy Domo Batman. You can check him out on YouTube. Just type in Arc Matter, ARCMATTER. He writes, just give it some time. All will come together in the MCU. Thank you.
Hopefully.
Which brings me to another story that we haven't talked about on the podcast, which is Vin Diesel has more or less confirmed that the Guardians will be in the Infinity War film, which we kind of already suspected with Thanos popping around. But, more non-news news stories. Let's keep it going. Mike, your thoughts on this?
Cool. I knew that was going to happen anyways, because at first, isn't it a rumor like there's like a 50 character cast list for this movie already?
Yes.
So, yeah, I had a feeling the Guardians were going to be wedged in there somehow. Spoilers, I guess. Groot doesn't die. He didn't die in the last one, so I guess he doesn't die in this next one, so... Cool.
Dan?
Yeah, just put the Guardians of the Galaxy in anything. I mean, I freaking love that movie. So, give me a sequel, put him... I don't care. Put him in the next Batman movie.
Max?
I actually watched Guardians again just to check something, and Suicide Squad has actually soured me to Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I like the movie less now because of Suicide Squad. But I think Vin Diesel should just stick to saying I am Groot.
I'm never watching Suicide Squad then. There you go.
Speaking of Batman, did you guys already talk about the 66 Batman thing?
We talked
Last
about
week?
we talked about the short teaser, but we have not talked about the full teaser.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
I haven't seen it.
No.
Well, go watch it real quick, and we'll talk about it.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay, this might break my computer, but I'll try it.
I heard a story. I heard it off of Babylon this past week or something about Captain America's statue.
Yeah?
Did you know about this? So they put up, because Cap turned 75 this year, they put up a statue of him in, I can't remember which park, but in Brooklyn. And it was supposed to be like a permanent fixture there to recognize, because he's a character from Brooklyn and everything like that. And it says like Brooklyn raised or whatever, 1941. And so apparently a lot of the hipster douchebags in the Brooklyn area who live there now were like complaining about it online, saying like, we don't need a comic book character in our park or whatever, just like, why is this here? And so they're like, okay, so he's only going to be there for a limited engagement, then they're going to move the statue over to the Barclays Center, and then somewhere else after that is going to be his permanent fixture. But, yep, that was a bit of Captain America news, I guess. Well, everyone's watching the Batman trailer.
But Guardians being in the movie, that's weird. And the Captain America thing's pretty cool. I'm surprised they don't leave it there, but
because it's mainstream now. It's not cool to like superheroes now. Because they're all mainstream, and that's the hipster mentalities. You gotta be contrary to everything.
Yeah.
For all you hipster listeners out there who I'm sure listen to this podcast.
Yeah, Max and I are friends with a hipster. He works with us.
Is he very contrary to everything?
Oh my God, yeah. Dan knows him too. I think they're buddies
He's not a
too.
hipster.
But and as far as the Kate Mara thing, I forgot to say anything on that. Is I have not seen Fantastic Four. I trust my two buddies that reviewed it, Mike and Max, so I stayed away. I will watch it if you restore the Thing's manhood. That's all I got. But let's see if we got any other non-news news stories that we could talk about.
Did we not have movies that we were supposed to talk about this week? I can't remember.
No, we got to figure out our next big topic.
Oh, okay.
We forgot to talk about the trailers, though.
Which trailer?
The Rings?
Trailer? Yeah, the Rings
and
trailer.
Blair Witch.
Oh, man, let's talk about the Rings trailer. That was a piece of shit. I love the first Ring movie a lot, actually, and I have not seen the sequel and the American one. And then I watched this third one expecting some sort of semblance of the first one, and it looked like a Final Destination sequel, which Final Destination films are a guilty pleasure of mine, but that's not what I want out of a Ring film. And this just looked like a Final Destination meets like Fast and Furious, because they took it on a plane, and the thing has gone viral. Dan, you talk about this before my head explodes.
All right. First of all, if you're watching the American Ring movies and not the Japanese ones, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, this starts out and it looks kind of cool because, Sadako is coming out of a flat screen TV and it falls over and her hands are like coming out. I was like, that's kind of sweet. But the further this trailer gets, the lamer it gets. Like they bring in like some like John Goodman's action double to be to further the exposition, and he's like, you've got the symbol for something on your hand and it's never gonna stop, and interspersed with this guy's wise talking are just like ludicrous stuff with some lady's voiceover going, day one, day two.
Ludacris is in this?
No, sadly. That might make it better. Like Busta Rhymes made Halloween
97
Reality House better. But yeah, it looks pretty awful, honestly. And yeah, the last part is they're on a plane and the ring things start and like all the oxygen masks shoot out from the ceiling, and yeah, I'm gonna watch this and probably laugh at it, but I don't think it's gonna be scary.
Mike, did you catch the Rings trailer?
No, I did not. I've never really been interested in that series of movies.
Yeah, after watching this trailer, I'm there with you. It's just a shame. Like I said, I like the first one. I have not seen the Japanese ones. I need to watch those because I've heard really good things, especially from Dan. And Dan has not steered me wrong with a horror film yet.
I hear Afraid of Geeks coming up, sir.
I do too. After our Blair Witch series.
I've got all 4 of them somewhere.
Yeah, sure, why not?
But wait, we got Phantasm, then Rings.
Sure, we should do a Halloween special for Freddy Geeks where we watch the first Halloween on Halloween Day. We could do a commentary live. I'm sorry, our audience doesn't want to hear us.
Wow, you are super excited about that one.
Yeah, live commentary.
Live commentary for Halloween. Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, Max, take us off into this Batman animated trailer.
It looks pretty good. It really just looks like an episode of the 66 show. Everybody's back pretty much. As many people who can be, really, I think. But, no, it looks good. I'm excited. It's all the classic villains, Riddler, Catwoman, Joker, and Penguin. And, there's all kinds of spiff and boff and punch. And all that. He's going to play really well on the cartoon. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Mike?
Yeah, it looks like it's just like good old-fashioned silly fun, which is what I expect from 66 Batman. So, and it is fun to hear Adam and Bert back together again. So, bring it on. I'm interested.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That first teaser with them and the TV dinner heading into the microwave made me laugh. And this movie just carries that through this trailer even more with the villains coming back. And Max said the cast is back. Warner Brothers Animation is doing a really good job with mostly with their DC films. So I can't wait. I love that they're continuing this. What's that, Max?
This is also a good way to, because you can't get the 66 Batman anymore. You can't ask Adam West to even, they didn't do many stunts on there, but you couldn't even ask him to do that stuff, as an old man. So this is a good way to get, young Adam West, young Burt Ward, except,
Yeah. Well, because let's be honest, after this movie, Adam West is probably on his way out.
Yeah.
Of life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
not to put too fine a point on it.
Dan?
I'd be up for a whole new series of this, but yeah, I think Mike's got it right there. So it looks great. I think my favorite part of this is, as Max says, the onomatopoeia of the biff and whack, and it's just, I don't know, it makes me happy and I want more of it.
This movie raises something very interesting to me, because I know when the 66 comic book came out, they pitched the Batman 89 idea to continue the original Tim Burton Batman films via comic books.
Yeah.
And, if this movie does really, really well, it would be interesting to see them apply that to maybe the Tim Burton third film that he originally had intended, or the Superman Lives script. Get Nicolas Cage in there to voice Superman and do like an animated Superman Lives. That would be awesome. So, I really hope that this is fun.
Tim Burton wanted Marlon Wayans to play Robin, and Robin was going to be like a mechanic in a garage.
Yep.
And he was just going to be named Robin. So that'd be interesting. And actually, yeah, you know what? Yeah, if you start right after Batman Returns, get Billy D. Williams to voice Two-Face finally.
That would be what's up. I'm down for that. I think that would only be fair.
Honestly, it can't be worse than Batman and Robin. So.
No, nothing has been worse than Batman and Robin.
Yeah. But like if they were to do a feature, it would have to pick up right after Returns. Like, yeah, forget the Schumacher stuff. Just start right after Batman Returns. You bring back, not Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, here's how Sean Young can finally be Catwoman. Gary to voice Catwoman.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Alternate universe alternate Burton versus Batman.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, man, and get Michael Keaton back to do the voice of Batman.
Nah, it might be a little bit below his pay grade now.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, man.
That would be so awesome, though. I think in today, like we could get him to, or they could get him to do it. Like today, like people are doing all kinds of shit, and it's voice acting. It's not even like fucking, hard. Like you go in there, you fucking talk for a few hours, you get a fat paycheck, and you bounce.
Yeah. Has Michael Keaton ever done voice work before? I can't remember.
He's had to have done voice work before.
I'm sure he's done something.
I mean, he was in fucking Need for Speed, and all he did was pretty much talk in that one. That was just the whole.
Oh yeah, he did do Need for Speed. Okay, never mind. Yeah, 89 Batman continuation is not below him. He was in Need for Speed. He could do this movie.
Yeah, he was in Minions, Toy Story 3.
Oh, okay. He was Ken in Toy Story 3.
Yep. Cars, Jack Frost.
Well,
yeah.
Oh yeah, he did Jack Frost. Okay, he definitely could do this movie because he did Jack Frost. So.
But it is interesting, right? We get to see a series that we all loved as kids, Batman 66, continue in this way. Because I think that when they originally announced that they were making this, they said they were going to do 2 films. So I hope that's still the case. And it is an interesting proposition. Like if this does well, can we get some of these other what if or almost happened stories out in the public? Because it would be fun to see. We could finally see that Nicolas Cage, was it like tarantula villain, Superman,
Thanagarian
spider monster,
Thanagarian snare beast.
Like I want to see that. I want to see what could have been, and I think that could be fun. I want to see the Marlon Wayans. You could get Marlon Wayans to voice Robin now.
Yeah, he's not doing anything.
No, the 50 Shades of Black, that tanked. He's like begging them. Like, come on, let's do the Robin cartoon. I'll do it.
Oh, speaking of the Superman Lives thing, I think they finally confirmed Kevin Smith's Supergirl episode is going to be called Supergirl Lives, in homage to the fact that he wrote the script for Superman Lives.
Okay.
That's just what I've heard. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to watch it, but...
Dude, I don't know. I'm afraid because, like, I listen to a lot of Kevin Smith podcasts, and that guy is like a weepy, catty fellow. Like it's just like everything makes him cry, and he wants everybody to be all like lovey-dovey all the time. And I'm just like,
hey, dude, I'm with him on the Barry's mom dying thing. I'm like, that scene still gets me.
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know.
The other stuff he cries about, yeah, totally. I'm like, whatever, man. But
Awesome. I think that's all the news that we have for you this evening. I got another comment over here by Domo Batman. Let me pull it up real quick. We'll read it on the air. He said, "No ring, please." Yeah, we agree with you, buddy. Definitely no more ring.
Whatever,
Well,
man. Let's get
It's
7 more
coming
of these
out,
things.
buddy. I mean, yeah.
What
there
we
you go. I
need
mean,
is an animated continuation of the Rings series because they do that justice instead of this one.
actually,
With
I've
Sam
got
Mel
the.
Gibson. That was what was
Hold on.
It'd be some weird anime or whatever.
No. I've. Oh
Let me
shit, that's the
guess.
wrong one. I've got the
That would work.
Japanese Ring TV show. Actually, it's pretty awful.
Oh,
would
so
work
they've already
as
done
an
it. Okay, never mind.
Yes, it's live action. It's not an anime.
I know. I'm just saying the Ring would work as an anime, though. That they could use that medium and really make it effective. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's a bit of news. Speaking of animation stuff, Justice League Dark animated movie got a
Nice.
trailer,
Yeah.
and it's
Wow.
got who is it? Etrigan the Demon, Swamp Thing,
Oh,
Zatanna, Constantine,
Yeah.
and then
The Frankenstein
Nice.
monster,
yeah,
Oh, nice.
Dead Man,
Okay. All right.
the killer nurse chick.
Killer Nurse. Oh yeah, Dead Man and Killer Nurse Chick, whoever that is. And
Yeah.
then Superman
That's
showed
awesome.
up for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That sounds so fucking awesome. I'm down.
Yeah, I love Justice League Dark, so yeah.
And
I read some crazy Justice League Darks though, where there's like that fucking monkey detective
Yeah.
and the dude who's like Ragman or whatever. He's like made of rags.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like a Jewish-based superhero because yeah.
Oh, okay, so yeah. Anyway, like yes, like so they could throw anybody. Justice League Dark's a good, little. You can just pick these crazy weird characters and throw them, and have a good time.
And here's your voice cast. Matt Ryan from Constantine is gonna be Constantine.
Okay.
You've got the new voice of Tomb Raider as Zatanna, and Detective James Martinez from NYPD Blue as Deadman.
Nice.
And it's set in the New 52 set of animated stuff, Max.
Ooh, don't like that.
Yeah, but I mean the Justice League Dark of that era was actually pretty good.
Okay.
It didn't have the monkey guy as far as I know.
Monkey Detective's a badass.
Speaking of Justice League Dark, you just reminded me of the other story I had picked out. So Doug Liman, the director of The Bourne Identity and Edge of Tomorrow, has left the Gambit project to direct the live-action Justice League Dark film over at Warner Brothers that was announced this week. And I thought of Dan immediately when I heard this news. But Dan, how do you feel about a live-action Justice League Dark film?
They can pull it off. I mean, I'm still waiting for Doctor Strange to see how that goes. But
Doctor Inception.
yeah, Doctor Inception. But yeah, I mean, I think they can pull it off, and it's one of my favorite groups. Next to Heroes for Hire of all comic bookdom. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Max?
And unfortunately, it seemed. Oh, sorry.
No, Mike. Sorry, Mike.
Okay. Well, Max can go first. It's all good. Okay, I'll go. Unfortunately, it sounds like Gambit's dead pretty much. Like, I don't know when they're going to start that up now because they lost, 2 directors already for it, right?
Yes.
Liman and somebody else before him.
Yeah, it's pretty much dead in the water.
Channing Tatum's still hanging in there with it, but wasn't it
that,
supposed to start filming 2 months from now?
Yeah. I think it was actually first time it was supposed to start filming a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of curious to see how bad this script is.
Fuck it, dude. No, just let it die. Let it go.
Okay, Max, your turn.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm glad. None of this Gambit business sounded good, so let it die. Just let that one. Ugh. Sorry. Wrong tube there. Let it go. Let it die. That's it. That's all I got. Gambit is done. Forever.
What about Justice League Dark, Max? Any thoughts on that?
Justice League Dark is cool. I'm down. I'm not sure that one will be another wild card movie, so we'll see how it goes. I'd say it's the better option of the two movies. So there's that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. And I think as a Gambit fan, I think they should let this Gambit movie die. There's obviously a bunch of issues behind the scenes, and there's a lot of rumors floating around Fox that we haven't really talked about on here yet, and we're not going to get into until they get more substantiated. But yeah, they should just let this die and move on and focus on their universes, because the only thing they got really going for them right now is Deadpool. Because love it or hate it, the last X-Men movie did not do what they wanted it to do. So
it was fucking stupid.
I liked the last X-Men film, but
you would have liked the last X-Men.
I can understand why people would have issues with the movie. Don't ruin that one for me, Max.
I'm going to come over to your house and ruin it for you right now.
Anyway, that's our show for tonight. Check out Mike at youtube.com/Mike McGTV. Mike's got a lot of cool stuff on his channel. And speaking of Suicide Squad, go watch his Task Force X music video that he filmed last year at Columbus Comic Con. I actually played it for my kids a few days ago, and I think they enjoyed it profusely. So, yeah, definitely check out Mike's channel. What, Max?
Jason, should we tease the what I'm going to start my YouTube channel for?
What Max is about to say do not necessarily the views of Three Geeks podcast or Mike McGTV. Max, go ahead.
On September 11th, just tune into my YouTube channel. We're going to be doing something fun, and we're going to be covering a bunch of fun stuff. So, yeah, check that out. That's it. That's all I can say without being completely and totally offensive.
And we just lost 3 viewers when you said that. Anyway, that show was brought to you by Audible for probably the last time. Just go to audibletrial.com/3geeks for all of your audiobook needs. You can go over to 3Geeks Podcast at gmail.com and send in some topics that you think Max should do over there on his special video that he is recording, which probably won't be on his own YouTube channel. Will probably make its way over to this one. So from all of us at 3Geeks Podcast, have a great night. Goodbye.